Hello guys, welcome to another Godspeed video, and today we will be discussing about SMC tier list. Oh my god. This is Godspeed's first time. This is my first time making a tier list video. And oh boy, I have a lot to talk about. So yeah, let's go. I'm gonna tell you that in the S plus tier, S tier, A tier, they're in any order. They're in any order. Uh let's say Hot Steel is first in the S plus. It doesn't mean that he's the strongest mech out there. No, it's in any order. Each and every one of them in the S plus tier, uh they're they're just equal. They're just equal. And the other mechs, Akashik, Skyfall, Tempest, Jojo, they don't have their pictures because in the tier list, in the tier maker, they're non-existent. You can't find them in there. It's crazy, man. The tier list is outdated. 4 mechs are missing. Oh my god. But yeah, let's go on to the video, guys. OMG, I'm so excited. Okay, we'll be talking about Hot Steel, and in the current patch, in the current SMC's S plus tier, like he just got buffed. Oh my god. Do you know, guys, that in this current meta, snipers are, they're the kings. But what's amazing is Hot Steel can just easily take out burst damage because of his 800 shield. Oh my god. He can basically negate the first burst shot from a sniper mech, and he can reveal their location. Oh my god. When you get shot, you already know where they came from. Or if the sniper's really good, they can conceal their positions, but still, Hot Steel can easily take burst damage. He's strong against burst damage. That's why he's S plus tier. Second is Hot Steel got buffed. Oh boy, they buff his movement speed, his attack speed. Like OMG, dude, he deals a lot of damage, and increasing his attack speed means more DPS. Oh my god. Like, soft mechs doesn't stand a chance, man. Nobody stands a chance against Hot Steel now. If you play him correctly, that is, nobody stands a chance. Next is Caramel. Caramel is different. Like, Caramel can snipe, which is a good thing. That's the meta, snipers. And he can burst you just like Hot Steel. Like, yeah, he can came. Like, he's gonna assassinate you from behind and you're gonna explode. Your mech's gonna get destroyed in just 2 seconds. Oh my god, he's gonna push you into a wall. You can't escape. You're dead. That's it. That's a combo in bear form. He can switch into cannon form and he's gonna dish out a whole squad at the same time. That's OP. It's AF, dude. That's why Caramel is S plus tier. I don't know if Caramel got buffed or nerfed, but all I know is Caramel's kit or his skill set provides a lot. It provides a lot, man. Like, you can't really kill a good Caramel player because he's gonna boom you with his secondary ability, with his secondary attack, right? He's gonna knock you away. Can't get close. If you're Arthur, if he blasted you instead of you charging to him, yeah, you're gonna go back from your you're gonna go back in your last position, and dude, you take a lot of damage from that. But it takes a lot of skill in for a Caramel player to aim because he's slow. He has a lot of weaknesses, but his movement is, I would say Caramel's movement is maybe faster than Flamenco because his default running speed, I think it got buffed and they didn't nerf it back. The devs didn't nerf back the walking speed. So yeah, he has amazing kit and he's tanky. And yeah, that's it. He's tanky, he has burst damage, he has little CC. It's not like a paralysis or a stun, but yeah, knockback. Still a crowd control. It's still a CC. So it's good. It's a good thing to have a CC on a caramel. And next up is Skylark. Skylark! So disgusting. This mech, dude. They spam buffs on this guy. Buff after buff after buff after buff. Sheesh! They even added an AoE in his primary attack. On a Skylark, AoE? No way, dude. No way. What's amazing about Skylark is fast, it's flexible, it's unpredictable, it has good burst damage with the bird skill, right? And I would say decent DPS. Decent, but yeah. And do you guys know? Do you guys know this? Like they they buffed the bird attack instead of you know the core module, the attack, instead of picking Talon, you pick the other skill and it will buff your bird attack. You will get more damage. More damage means Skylark will heal so much more. Like the max is maybe 12% bonus damage. That's amazing. If you get the purple module, like in squads, you're gonna heal up a lot. Plus combine it with a defense skill, bellowing crane, you're gonna heal your team up by a lot. But I would say 1000 or 1500 HP if you hit 3 enemies with that. May it be bot, deformed car, or mecha enemy, bot mech. You're gonna heal up your team and yourself. This is a cheat code. You don't need to heal with the Skylark. That's what many people doesn't realize. Just use bellowing crane in squad. In solo, you use the X-ray vision. Yeah, that's it. S plus tier. This mech is so amazing, guys. Just don't know. Oh, next up is Firestar. Bakugan mech. Uh, this Bakugan mech got hard nerf, but I would say S plus tier. Still S plus tier because he's dealing a lot of DPS damage. He's still dealing a lot of damage. If you combine it with this flamethrower, like the trick is you're just in close range. You do not want to spam your flamethrowers or your basic attack at separate. You don't want to spam them separate. Like you're just thinking about burning the enemy mech using your flamethrower. No, that's not the combo. The combo is basic attack, or I would say primary, secondary. Hold it for 2 seconds and primary attack, and that's the you're gonna burn up the enemy by so much more. I would say 20% more. Like yeah, you will get so much out of it. Plus, if you use the first core, the core one, dude, you're gonna, oh my god, you have a lot of DPS. Like it's like the old Firestar, the first release Firestar, where Firestar's shooting lava balls, and I heard some rumors that it is so OP they changed the lava balls into flamethrower. But now they brought it back. Even though it's nerfed, it's still good. It's OP when it got first, well, when they reworked it for the first time. But now it's nerfed. But still, I would say S plus because Firestar's mobility is buffed. The Bakugan mech is buffed in mobility. Sheesh. Now he's more unpredictable. He still has a insane amount of DPS. Insane amount. I would say on par with the Firestar. On par with the Firefox, rather. S plus tier. He's gonna chunk tanks. He's gonna chunk tanks, dude. And he's gonna deny healing from he's gonna deny healing because of his insane DPS. Like, you heal, he's just gonna burn you. Doesn't care about healing. And next up is Raven. Raven, S plus tier, got buffed after buff after buff after buff, just like Skylark, always buff for the same reason. His chain hook is so disgusting. This mech, he can basically chain hook in the wall vertically. He's good. Like, dude, like, you're fighting on the same plane. Like, you're in a building. You're gonna fight on the same plane. It's just it's a building, right? So he's gonna chain hook in the wall vertically, and he's gonna get out of your sight. Like, huh? Where is the Raven? And he's gonna burst you out from above, and like, dude, he's gonna spam 2 to 3 shots in your face. Like, literally, he's above you, and he's gonna shoot his secondary weapon. You're deleted. Oh my god. Oh my god. I would say, earlier I said hot steel can easily take burst damage from Gabriel or from a Snow Mirage, or I would say Arthur. But Raven is a different story. Like, Raven is so scary. Like, his his attack speed is not that fast, but if a Raven hits you 3 times in a row, oh boy, hot steel will never survive. You have to run. OMG, this mech Raven. Plus, he got buffed, so that's good. S plus tier it is, and he has a life steal. He has a life steal just like Skylark. So yeah, they're on equal footing. S plus trio. This is my opinion. This is my personal opinion. Trio is S plus tier. Why? Because trio can fight in all range. Mid range. Yes, DPS. Close range. He's gonna burst you. Oh my god. He's gonna burst you in close range. And long range, he's gonna snipe you. Using his missiles. He's gonna snipe you. And his assault mode. Oh my god. Do you guys know this? In your module course, like the module attack, module defense, and modules propulsion, use the propulsion that adds 1 to 2 to 3 seconds based on your if it's green, blue, or violet. Choose that skill. It extends the duration of your assault mode. But the old trio, even though if you add 3 seconds of duration in your assault mode, it's just gonna how do you say this? It's just gonna extend the duration of your speed, but your damage is still the same, which is 4,000. Before it's 4,000. But right now, the current trio, if you use that, you're gonna basically double your damage, because during its base damage is 4,800. That's the base damage. I would say the dash lasts for 5 seconds. I would say 5 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, it's 5 seconds. If you add 3 seconds to that, you're gonna basically add 80% on top of your 4,800. 80 to 70% damage. Oh, no matter. Oh boy, during the duration of your assault mode, the enemy is dead. If you hit him, the enemy is dead. Like, imagine, you're in your assault mode for 8 seconds, and you're gonna keep damaging them in that whole duration. That's OP. Use him in solos, you're gonna know. But in squads, I don't know. He has a good poke. He has a good burst. He has a good DPS. You just gotta get good. My personal opinion, S plus, but in some people, they say he's A. But yeah, they're admitting that pro trio players, they're so good. They can use trio. trio worthy of getting the S plus tier. Like, yeah. Neutron Star. Neutron Star got buffed. His shield got nerfed, but who cares about shield if the nerf is from 850 to 750? It's nothing. It's not a nerf. But they buffed his primary attack. They reduced the spread by 15%. It's huge. Oh my god. That's huge. Oh wait. Gotta be kidding me, man. Oh my god. He's S plus tier. He's always S plus tier. Why? Because Neutron is so easy to use. You're just gonna dash. You're so small. You can easily hide in. You can easily hide in obstacles. And that's a huge advantage. You're so small. Like, you can maximize the advantage by hiding in some rocks, in some buses, in some buildings. And his secondary attack, it's so OP because it's auto aim. It's auto aim. Like, you don't need to aim. You dash and Neutron is automatically gonna charge the enemy. And during that duration, his bayonet attack, he can't be stunned. He can't be stunned. Oh my goodness. Like, if I'm using Arthur or Andromeda or Akshik, like, if you try to stun a Neutron Star that is doing bayonet attack, you stun him, he's not gonna get stunned. He will continue on slashing you until you die in that duration. Like, oh my, it's a perfect counter to paralysis. You know, being immune to paralysis, like, and so easy to use. Like, dude, no doubt, S plus tier. No doubt. Next is Boltus. They buff Boltus dash, which makes sense, dude. Like, when Boltus is dashing, now he's immune to paralysis, which makes sense because Boltus is an electricity mech. So yeah, Boltus deserves that buff. He deserves it. But now they nerf Boltus primary attack, which sucks. How much is the nerf though? How much? Maybe 16 per shot, the primary attack. 16 per shot. 16 or 18. 18 damage. That's huge. That's a huge nerf. But when you're using Boltus, it's not about your primary attack. It's about your combo, your combination. It's about that stacking 5 lightning charges in your enemy. That's Boltus. That's Boltus. So, because of that buff, being immune to paralysis is so OP, dude. It's literally unbelievable. Like, you worked so hard. You're using Arthur. You worked so hard to hit him 4 times, and the bolt is dashing. He's immune. He's gonna burst you again because you can't stun him. If you stacked 4 times on Arthur, there's a cooldown into it. I would say 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds cooldown before you can stack up your blades on the enemy again to stun them. And it's so long, dude. During that duration, your Boltus is gonna make you mince meat. It's gonna make you scrap metal. And yeah, same. So that's why both Neutron and Boltus is S plus tier because of that reason. And Alborada. Oh, Alborada is a very, I would say, not very. Alborada, when I was active in SMC, I saw a lot of Alborada players. But they're playing as a support passive Alborada. I don't know why, dude. I just don't know why. Like, Godspeed. Godspeed is thinking, I don't know why they're playing so passive. Because Alborada is about primary attack. It's the opposite of Boltus. Like, the primary attack of Alborada dishes a lot of damage. A lot. Like, a lot. You can easily break Doomlight Shield, Northern Night Shield. You can break a Hot Steel using your primary attack. So I don't know why. I just don't know why. They're playing Alborada as a support, but Alborada can be both support, tank, and the main damage dealer, the carry. Alvarado can carry games, can carry teams. And I don't know. I think I saw some players utilizing what I'm saying right now, but yeah, there's so few, and I'm still confused. There's so few of them. There's just so few of them. So yeah, come on. If you try Alvarado, use the core one. Be aggressive with it, especially if you're using Alvarado in solos. I don't know why they're using core 2, but core 2 is, I would say, core 1 is much better in some situations. Like if your team is a tank like Northern Knight, or and the other is a hurricane, of course you can help them with your core 1 in damage because they don't need your heal, they don't need your shield anyways. Like they're so far, the shield can't reach them, so why bother using core 2? Core 1 is much better. If they force you into a 1 versus 1 fight or a 2 versus 1, you're gonna defeat them in 1-on-1. In 2-on-2, you're gonna take one mech with you. One mech with you. The best is, of course, you're gonna 2v1 them with core 1. It's just really underrated of Alvarado. That is the underrated that's the underrated Alvarado technique, I would say. So few players are utilizing that. So few. I'm confused. So few. Come on, try it in training grounds. You'll see why. Next is Akashik. Akashik is the new mech. Akashik is the mech after Skyfall got released. The red mech. The red mech. And what's so good about Akashik? First, his primary attack crits. You hear me? It crits. Like, it literally deals critical damage. That you gotta remember that, okay? Second, his shield. His shield is not like Doomlight or Northern Knight. It's not like Doomlight with 2000 HP. Northern Knight has 1800 HP. No, Akashik's shield is not HP based, but it's duration based. Duration based. Duration. It has no HP. What it does, it's, I would say, the shield lasts for 2.5 seconds, and during that duration you're invincible. Literally invincible. And when the enemies shoot you in your shield in that duration, 2.5 seconds, the blaster will the blaster's damage will increase by a lot depending on the damage you take. And if you time it perfectly, or if you're forced in a 3v1 situation, like your team is behind you, they can't respo. It can save your ass. It can save your ass. And plus, if the damage is increased, you can combo it with your primary attack, and at least you can take one of them with you. Versus a 3v1. That's what I'm talking about. That's not only that though. It's not only that. Akashik has a long dash. The long dash means mobility. But here's the special thing. When you hit enemies, when you hit an enemy, the first stab is gonna paralyze them for 1.2 or 1 second. And the second is a burst damage. He's gonna stab the enemy right in the gut. Like, boom! It deals 450. That's a burst damage. And that's not the only thing. If you kill an enemy using your dash, the cooldown is gonna reset. What does that mean? 3v1 is possible with this mech. Boom! You heard it, guys. Test Akashik right now. Ask the pros. Ask them. Like, trust me, ask them. Akashik's full potential is basically annihilating a team, annihilating a squad by himself. Because his kit is so good. It's too good to give up on. Like, yeah, it's too good to give up. It's just so good. Like the crit, the the invincible time, and the stun, the last hit. It's all the recipes you need in order to annihilate a squad. Like, sheesh, man. It's not OP. He's not OP. His stats are not that OP. His damage is balanced, but it's his skill set. The skill set makes him OP. In my eyes, though. In my opinion. It's my opinion, but trust me. Ask the pros. Akashik can 3v1. Okay, that's a long discussion about the S plus tier mechs, and that's all you have to know about them in this current patch, though, because maybe in the next patch they will buff and nerf mechas again, and that will all in the next patch maybe it will alter the meta. So let's see, let's wait. But now let's go to S tier mechs. S tier mechs, Arthur. Now, you're wondering, why is Arthur S tier? He can be A tier or he can be an S plus tier. So why S tier? In general, he's S tier. In general. If you're a pro, Arthur is S plus tier. No doubt. But if you're a beginner or you're practicing Arthur, he is A tier. No doubt. But in general, Arthur is S tier. S tier. Like Akashik, Arthur can stun, but his stun is not an immediate stun. You can react to it. Like if you're Boltus or if you're Akashik, you can shield it with this shield, right? You're gonna be immune against maybe stuns with Akashik shield, and Neutron Star, he's gonna be immune in your stun, and you thought, oh, I'm an Arthur, I can kill a Neutron, I stunned him, let's go baby, but no, Neutron Star is gonna kill you. You can't kill a Neutron Star because of his bayonet attack. It deals so much DPS, like, yeah, your Arthur's gonna get deleted. So be careful in that. Be careful in that. Plus, Arthur is so hard to use. He's not your everyday mech. Like, every mech in S plus tier, like Michael, Pulsar, Hurricane, they're all hard mechs. 1 out of 3 scale, in 1 out of 3 scale of difficulty, Arthur is 3, Hurricane 3, Michael 3, Pulsar 3. And in S plus tier mechs, Hot Steel 2, Skylark 1, Raven 2, Akashik maybe 2. So yeah, that's the limiting factor of these mechs. Their difficulty scales to 3. You can't master them overnight. But in our S plus tier, these mechs, you can easily master them in a week. In a week, if you play hard, you're gonna master them in a week. But it's not the same story with these mechs, and that's the limiting factor, guys. But I know, in some people, Arthur's S plus, in some people he's A tier. Obviously, you know his skills, right? He has the WWS or Whirlwind Slash. If you guys don't know, it deals a lot of burst and DPS damage at the same time, and it's good to use when the enemy is paralyzed in front of you in order to deal the 3 consecutive combos. Or you can attack them separately. You jump in front of the enemy, boom, 1 WWS. Try to hit 2 EMT blades, dash to them again, and boom, use your second WWS. And after the second, immediately use your third. It's gonna surprise them. Uh, Obviously, Godspeed is still practicing that combo. You know, like I said, Arthur's is not your everyday. It's not your everyday mech. Yeah, it's not your everyday mech. You don't want to use him. You don't want to practice. He's so hard to use if you're practicing. But I cracked some decent combos on Arthur. But yes, still, I'm a nobody compared to the pros. I'm just a nobody. S plus tier Andromeda. Andromeda is so easy to use. Like in difficulty scale, Andromeda is 1. The limiting factor is Andromeda is soft and slow mech. Oh, super slow. Slow, I mean slow, right? It's just a little bit above of Doomlight. It's funny. So, little bit above the Doomlight. That's the speed of Andromeda. Uh, oh my god. Andromeda can be S plus tier if she's a little bit faster. But unfortunately, she's slow. She's slow. But even though she's slow, Andromeda is flexible. She can alter her direction from left to right, up and down pretty easily to confuse the enemies. Where's the Andromeda going? Even though Andromeda is slow, she has a trick up her sleeve, and that is flexibility. Flexibility is not speed. It's basically you're changing directions, like I said before. You're trying to confuse the enemies. What's your next move, right? It's like Arthur. You're gonna dash in the left, but no, you use whirlwind slash to the right, and you stun the enemy, and you do your combo, or hot steel dash. With hot steel dash, you can do the tornado dash. Yeah, same goes for Andromeda. No, Andromeda is really Andromeda can clutch with her flexibility. Clutch. She's a clutch mech. Her kit is her kit got nerfed. They removed the knockback, they reduced the stun, and the core one seems to be a little bit useless right now because yeah, pro Andromeda users doesn't need a homing attack because their aim is so godly, they don't need it anymore. But the core 2 is nice. It can extend your flying duration. Flying duration means you can travel farther. You can do your maneuvers mid-air to confuse more enemies. And yeah. I wouldn't say Andromeda's A tier. No, I wouldn't say that. Andromeda is still decent mech. And yeah, only speed and durability is her weakness, so I wouldn't say A tier. She deserves this spot. Oh, next, Hurricane, the DPS king, is here. S tier, baby. Same story for Arthur. Same story with Arthur, because the difficulty scales from 3. It scales on 3. That's hardcore, extremely hard. You need to be super pro. Your device needs to be super strong in order for the frames to keep up. If you're doing a dancing, if you're break dancing, you need good device. You need to practice those damn skills, baby. It's not your everyday mech. In order for Hurricane to be S plus tier, you need to practice. Same story on Arthur, on Michael, on Pulsar. In order to elevate them to the next level, you need to practice. But I wouldn't say A tier also. They buffed Hurricane and Hurricane got decent buffs. They buffed the aircraft gun. Now it deals decent damage. You can 1v1 enemies without hitting your missiles. Without hitting your missiles. Your missile is auto aim. Dude, don't miss them. Don't miss those missiles. It's auto aim. But what I'm saying is the aircraft gun alone is enough to kill an enemy. To kill an enemy mech. That's what I'm saying. And we all know that Hurricane has an absurd mobility. Hurricane's mobility is out of this world. It's, I would say, 10 times faster than Andromeda. Twice as flexible as Andromeda. And but the flying duration is shorter. That's what I'm saying. But DPS is, I would say, 10 times faster than Andromeda. Not 10, I would say just 2 times faster. And oh, with the core one, you have burst capabilities. You're gonna dish out a lot of burst damage, and you're gonna scare the hell out of your enemies. And you're gonna force them to retreat. You're gonna make them think twice. Oh, this Hurricane has core 1. He deals a lot of burst damage. Should we go? Yes or no? And of course, the enemy should answer no. No, no, no. Because you can fly above them. And yeah. And the whole point of Hurricane is practice. Practice, practice. Next up, Doomlight. S tier. Because Doomlight got nerfed. Before Doomlight got nerfed, I'm gonna make an SS++ tier for Doomlight alone, because due to how overpowered this turtle mech is. He's a turtle. He's so tough. This mech is so tough. Only if you can go toe to toe with this mech. Only a few. And those few mechs are Neutron Star, Neutron. Not Arthur. Arthur's dead before you even do anything. Not Neutron Star though, because Neutron is because Neutron overall counters a Doomlight because of the DPS Neutron provides. But not Arthur. This is I'm talking about the pre-nerf, before they nerf Doomlight. SS++ tier. But right now only S tier because Doomlight got the nerf that he deserves. And right now he's an average, not average. He's a balanced mech right now. Like the other mechs now stands a chance against Doomlight. He has a lot of weaknesses. And first is he's super slow. He has no mobility. 0 out of 100 Doomlight's mobility is 20. That's it. It's so low. Like the average mecha mobility that I will give is 50, but Doomlight only has 20. Because 20, why 20? Because Doomlight can at least levitate. He's not flying, it's levitate. He can levitate himself in the air. And at least I will count that on. But he's not moving. In. Of course, he can levitate himself up, but he can move from left and right. He can't move. He's stationary from your initial position. If you levitate, you're gonna drop in your initial position. You can't alter your trajectory. A little bit, you can alter trajectory a little bit, but yeah, what's it gonna do? Doomlight has a decent DPS damage. I wouldn't say decent, I would say insane DPS damage. Insane. Still insane. The photon cannons are good weapons if you use them perfectly. It causes a lot of panic attack to players because it breaks their mentality because you keep on poking them with your photon turrets. Photon, yeah. You keep on hitting them with that. With core 1, Doomlight is, I would say, unkillable. Unkillable. Unkill. With core 1, core 1, 6 turret combo. Because you have core 1, uh, your, your pending, your unreleased photon turrets will deal damage to the enemy, plus you release 3 photon cannons, photon turrets, and that's total of 6 shooting laser beams in you, plus your primary attack, dude. Plus with your shield, nobody stands a chance in you in ace time. It's like a cheat code. Aurora. Let's move on to Aurora. Aurora, pretty easy to use. I wouldn't. Aurora's damage is not that insane anymore. It's balanced. But they buffed Aurora's mobility. The old Aurora has a little bit more damage than the current Aurora, but the mobility really sucks. After you use half of your propulsion or full propulsion, you're gonna wait for 11 seconds. In 11 seconds, like, huh? Really? 11 seconds. That's like 1 hour. You're waiting for your propulsion to get full for 1 hour. But right now, they reduced the 11 seconds. Uh, right now, maybe I would say 7 seconds. And that's a huge reduction. That's a huge reduction. That's good. And the laser damage might be a little underwhelming compared before, but I wouldn't say that. Still good mech overall. With core 1, you're gonna win 1v1s more often because of the buffed propulsion. And it also indirectly buffed the core 1 because you're gonna spam it more often now. You can spam it. And core 2, I would say with the new Aurora, core 1 is better. Core 1 is better. I promise. Core 1 is better with the new Aurora. Next, Gabriel. Why S tier? Because Gabriel sucks in close combat. He may be Gabriel is overpowered in long range. He's a good sniper mech, but he's not a good brawler. He's not a good brawler mech. He sucks. Once you get close to a Gabriel is dead. There's nothing Gabriel can do in close range. And that's a major flaw. That's a major flaw. What if it's ace time? What you gonna do? Nothing. It's ace time. There's nowhere you can run. Let's say you're in an open area. There's no buildings. There's nowhere to hide. He's practically useless. He's good in 75% of the games, but you can also capitalize to the remaining 25%, which Gabriel will suck. That's limiting Gabriel from becoming an S plus tier mech. But Gabriel is supposed to be an S plus tier mech, but not all the times he works. He doesn't work all the time. So you gotta be careful where to pick Gabriel. Never pick him in an open area, or else from S tier, I'm gonna put him to F tier, negative F, because he's useless, especially in solo battle royale. From S tier, I will drop him to negative F tier because no matter how hard you try in solo, he's useless. He's useless. Oh. No, don't make Godspeed cry. Gabriel, he's so weak in solo. Yeah, he's good. He's good early game, but late game, ace time, what you gonna do? Nothing. If you ace the enemies in the early game, maybe that's good for you. Good for you. If you finish the enemies in the early game, that's good for you. But if the game dragged the late game where the zone is really tiny, there's nothing you can do as a Gabriel unless you have a mecha reset. you can save your ass. But in Ace Time, there's nothing you can do. May it be solo or squad. If it's Ace Time, Gabriel will just try hard. In squad, he can still win. But yeah, the player's really trying hard. Michael. Oh boy. Michael is powerful. Powerful, but it comes at a huge cost. Same story. Michael is same story, just like Arthur and Hurricane. The difficulty scales to 3. Really, really, really extremely hard to use mech. But his kit, his dash doesn't require fuel management, which is easy. You don't need to worry about fuel management on a Michael. Don't really need. But yeah, sure, you reduce the problem of fuel management, but still, there's a lot to worry about. Like, Michael's primary attack alone, it deals great poke damage. Great! But, if the enemies get close, it won't be enough. It's not enough. You need to execute your combos with your secondary attack. And you need a lot of practice in order to do that. And I recommend you to watch Pro Michael stuffs in YouTube. You're gonna find a lot. You're gonna find a lot. And props to the Michael players out there. Ranger, 8 tier mech. This mech has a decent attack, but he excels at running. He excels at uh, assassinating the enemies from behind. He excels at unpredictable attacks. He excels at retreating. You know, if your team get ganked by a stronger team, he can easily disengage into the fight. You can save yourself. His secondary attack has a lot of AoE. It travels slow, but it has a big AoE. And the dash now deals damage. They buffed Ranger right now. S tier. Definitely S tier mech. Pulsar, same story as Michael, Hurricane, Arthur. Your Pulsar secondary attack is nerfed, but that's not his main damage source. His damage source is comboing your primary attack, transform into cannon mode, and snipe your enemies from afar while floating, while levitating midair. I can do that before. I have a video where I showed you I literally destroyed 2 guys in solos. They're teaming up and I taught them a lesson. Like, screw you guys. You're disrespecting the game. This is what you get. The hammer of Thor. I will bring you the hammer of Thor. This is your punishment. Boom. But that's not a pro pulsar. This is your average practical pulsar. But even though it's a average game, I hit the enemies, and that's what matters. I hit the enemies and I win. Even though it's not as flashy as the other guys, what matters is in the end, you win and you beat 2 guys at the same time. Use your brain. Of course, do good in aiming. That's it. But after that, I used Pulsar and I got the hang of him. I'm doing a lot of mid-air shots, but I stopped using him. Because yeah, I just stopped. But that's the point. He's not an easy mech to use. And I used him recently. I suck. I suck. I suck. Sheesh. There's nothing I can do. Flamenco chop me. Sorry guys. A flamenco chop a pulsar because I suck. That's the whole point of it. He's S tier because his difficulty is 3. He's so hard to play. But he's also definitely not A tier because Pulsar's very powerful. Next is Snow Mirage, another sniper mech. It is super OP because you can't see him. You can see him because he's using an explosive sniper, but in mecha form. So you can track him. Unlike Gabriel, he leaves his trail when he shoots. So you can pinpoint where the Gabriel is hiding. Plus, Gabriel can't camouflage. But Snow Mirage can camouflage. But he has a lot of advantage. Like, they nerfed, they nerfed. They buffed his sniper damage. He can camouflage. But why Godspeed? Why is Snow Mirage in S tier instead of S plus tier? Why? Same story on Gabriel. Pulsar when snipe not Pulsar. Snow Mirage. When he's sniping, he's in a difficulty of 1 to 3, he's 2. 2. But when the enemies get close, you're n- you're not Gabriel. You're Snow Mirage. And you can do close range snipes. And oh boy, the previous top 1 Snow Mirage can do it. Close range snipe, let's go. Close range headshots, baby. Core 2 headshot, 1000 damage. Enemy goes boom in point blank range. And that's when Snow Mirage difficulty becomes 3, and I only see few players do them. Only few. Because Snow Mirage is hard to play mecha. They nerfed his levitation. They nerfed it a lot. He can't fly so up high now. Well, Gabriel can easily seize high position areas. But Snow Mirage couldn't do that now. You can't. You can only secure or seize mid the height, average height areas. But if it's an average height, enemies can reach you. They can reach you. Unlike Gabriel, you can go so high like in CBD. You know what I'm talking about. But right now, Snow Mirage can't do that. You can't fly. You can't utilize the CBD's length. Not length. The height where you can hide and snipe. No, you can't. And in CBD, in some other places as well, like the baseball stadium in beside of school and West Villa, or in the middle of it. Yeah, there's a lot of high vantage points where you can perfectly snipe. But they nerfed Snow Mirage really hard on that levitation thing. That's why, as a sniper mech, you need to at least get as high as possible so you can snipe. You can safely snipe. But right now he can't, and that's a major flaw as a sniper mech. Major flaw. That's why S tier. That's reasonable enough. Next, Skyfall, S tier. Why? Because the old Skyfall, I would rate him S plus tier. When they didn't change Skyfall's game style. The old Skyfall, the first release Skyfall, is S plus tier. Why? Because he has a lot of poke damage. He has a lot of burst damage. He has a lot of durability. He can outplay a Hot Steel. He can outplay an Arthur. He can outplay a Northern Knight. He's so incredibly tanky, but right now they nerfed Skyfall, and that durability nerf skyrocketed him down to S tier. He used to be an S plus tier, but right now only S tier because they nerfed him and they changed his game style. And from being a long range support, and your support's burst damage just like Aurora, right now he's a brawler mech, mid range mech that will deal a lot of damage mid range while providing supporting enemies. But right now you can't tank as much as before. I believe they removed one bar in his life, in his HP. One bar. That's 500. 500 HP. And yeah, that hit him really hard. Yeah, that hurts for Skyfall. It hurts Skyfall really hard. Tempest, the new mech, got released yesterday. S tier. Why? Because I know his weakness. His weakness, I will tell you this. Tempest's weakness is poking. He sucks at poking. So you can capitalize on a Tempest when you're really far from him. Once you spotted the Tempest, shoot him whenever you can. But here's the catch. Tempest may suck at mid-range and long range, but he can easily close the gap with his dash. His dash is the fastest dash I've ever seen. The range, he can only dash once, but the velocity of his dash is light speed, man. It's twice as fast as a Michael. It's longer than Michael's first dash. But I'm comparing Michael. Michael dash, if it's a horizontal, is cut half, cut by 50%. Rather when you dash upwards, when you dash forwards or backwards, the range is halved. So Tempest is faster in ground battle. His dash is probably the same range compared to Akashik. Akashik deals maybe 600 damage with paralysis in his dash, but this guy pierces through the enemy and he deals 500 damage. And also the same mechanism, when you last hit your enemy using your dash, the cooldown is gonna reset, but Tempest just does it faster. He just does it faster, twice as fast as Akashik. Akashik's velocity when he's dashing is slower than Tempest. Like Tempest, as for now, is a crazy ninja mech on steroids. Ninja mech on steroids. Sheesh. Okay, that's it for the S tier mechs. Oh, also Tempest, from the scale of 1 to 3. Put in the comments, what is Tempest's difficulty scale based on your opinion? Based on your opinion. So, okay. Write your comments below before we proceed to the A tier mechs, which is, I'm not gonna explain them as thoroughly as the S plus and S tiers. I'm just gonna say why they're A tier. But before that, what's your opinion about Tempest's? What's your opinion about Tempest? Difficulty wise, a scale of 1 to 3. What's your opinion about it? Okay, please tell it in the comments below. Yeah. But for me, I would say 1. 1. He's easy to use. I tried him. I tried his combos. He's pretty fun to play. His design is so amazing. Ninja mech on steroids. Ninja. Props to the props to you, boss. He said that. Ninja mech on roids. Sheesh. He's pretty easy to use. Try this mech. So fun. So freaking fun. 8 tier mechs. 8 tier mechs. The first is Firefox, and it has always been Firefox. Firefox is good against tanks because tanks' weakness is DPS. If you saw a Hot Steel, a Northern Knight, a Doomlight, or a Skyfall, use Firefox because Firefox boasts a lot of DPS. Like it's not even close, man. He boasts a lot of DPS, but you need to get good in those aims. You need to get good. Plus, they buff Firefox durability wise with his dashing. He gets a lot of shield now. I would say 420 is a lot of shield. And it lasts for 3 seconds, I guess. That's a long duration of the shield. But, no matter how they buff Firefox, it always has been A tier mech. That's it. S tier, if the player's good, I wouldn't say S plus tier. I wouldn't. His weakness is stun. He's weak against paralysis. Akashic can counter him. And, yeah. Arthur, Skylark, Andromeda, they're too fast, they're too nimble, their hitbox is small. So, yeah. It's so sad, disappointing. I saw a lot of players who do well on Firefox. But, yeah, in my opinion, A tier. Yeah. This is tragic. Oh, if you're a good Firefox, you can beat a good Hurricane. Why? Because Hurricane can't kill you. You're too tough. If you're hitting a if you can hit a break dancing Hurricane and you keep on trading shots, who's gonna come out of top? Who's gonna come out on top? Of course, it's a Firefox. You can out sustain a Hurricane if that is if you can hit a break dancing Hurricane, which is a hard thing to do. And in a scale of 1 to 3, Firefox difficulty overall, including with those aims, is 2. So he's an it takes practice in order to perfect Firefox. Practice. Next is Venturus. Oh, Venturus. Oh, they ruined Venturus. Venturus used to be good S tier mech, but due to the nerfs, he fell on A tier, which he doesn't deserve. What's the point of slapping Leo the Galvan in SMC if you're just gonna keep on nerfing this mech? Please buff him. I know he can win fights, and that's solo. He can get ganked a lot in squads because he has a lot of weaknesses. He's weak against burst, weak against DPS, weak against stuns, weak against mobile enemies. Oh, he's weak. They nerfed his shielding when he enters his demonic dragon form. They nerfed the 200 to 100 shield. Now it's useless. Oh my god. What's it gonna do? Doesn't make sense. Why did they nerf it? No way. Oh, so tragic. No way. Good Vento versus good Hot Steel, good Kuma, good Scarlet, good Farstar, good Raven, good Arthur, good Hurricane, good Doomlight. Venturus cannot win if the enemy is good. You just can't win no matter what you do. You can't win because if they're good and if you're good, Venturus is just not gonna win fights. He's not enough. He doesn't deal enough burst damage, and I don't believe that Venturus belongs to burst category. He belongs in continuous category. Continuous, or I would say DPS, not burst. He's not a burst mech, dude. Based on his stats, he's not burst mech. Even when you slap core to enemies, he doesn't deal enough burst damage. It doesn't make sense. His demonic dragon form, you have infinite ammo. Infinite means continuous. You can fire them infinitely. during that duration though. Next, oh, this is my personal opinion as well, and in the community, in the Filipino community, SMC, I saw a comment there, and he said, now Skyfall got a lot of buffs. He's good compared to his first release. His first release is F tier, failed. But right now, they said, uh, they think not Sky, Northern Knight deserves to be in S tier at least. But why is he in A tier? In my opinion, he has a lot of weaknesses, and that weakness is burst damage. He's not hot steel who can ignore it. He can't. If you got burst, they will reduce your shield, and the other guys will gank you up. They can gank you from behind, and your weakened shield can be ganked up front. And that's squad wise, right? That's squad wise. In solo, you can win fights. In solo, he's an S plus tier. In solos, because that's one on one. They can kill you. You're so tough. You're like a mobile Doomlight. A mobile Doomlight. Mobile means mobility. You can move a lot. You can carry your shield. And players are hoping that Doomlight should be Northern Knight, like where he carries his shield. But no. We already have Northern Knight. So yeah. But yeah. In my just personal opinion, I see Northern Knight as a A tier mech. A tier. Yeah, because if you attack a Northern Knight from behind, he can survive. I tried that. I used Vento, and oh boy, I deleted him in just full combo. Demonic Dragon, secondary, claw attack, boom boom boom. Spam my primary, 5 shots at the same time, he's dead. Like, he didn't even have enough time to rotate his shield because of how the fast I executed my combo behind his back. So he's not a turtle. A turtle can protect himself if the body is exposed. He can protect himself if the body is exposed. That's his weakness. Major, fatal flaw. But a pro Northern Knight always rotates his shield. But what if there's two enemies? Two enemies. If you rotate your shield to the ones behind you, the ones in front of you, when you rotate your shield, he can flank you from behind. And there's nothing you can do about it. He's good in one-on-one, but the situation will never always be one-on-one. There's at least 2v1, 2v2, 3v3, 3v1, 1v3. So, yeah. The only thing he's good at is one-on-one, as of now. In other 2v1, 3v1, no. He can. Major weakness. And if you get distracted on the Northern Knight, if you do a huge mistake, oh boy, you're gonna get destroyed. Flamenco. Flamenco is strong. He's strong. Don't get me wrong. He is powerful. But his skill kit, he's so slow. He's slow in an actual fight. But he can run fast when you're going from point A to point B. Your point A is City Hall, and there's a loot crate, there's a loot box in Sunset. He can go there decently fast, but if it's a one-on-one fight, he's not a practical hit and run mech. His moves are so predictable no matter what you do. I wouldn't say no matter what you do, but they can track you down. They're like a soft version of Caramel. Arthur and Akashik slapped in all together. Your primary works like Akashik. Your secondary works like Arthur, but it has no paralysis. Only minor damage. You deal slightly higher damage than Arthur, but yeah, it's not really enough. And you jump like Kuma. You jump like Kuma. Why? They could do so much to this mech. They should revamp his dash. I would say just like Arthur, whirlwind slash. He dashes using his sword for 3 times, but uh instead of Arthur is ramming his enemies. He's ramming them using his whirlwind slash. He's using brute force, but let's say Flamenco, he can dash, but he works like Tempest. He works like Tempest. His dash works like Tempest. It has short range 3 times, just like whirlwind slash, and it pierces through the enemies. And I think that would be generally better. Just don't. His current dash seems to suck in 1v1 and team fights. He can see his positions, he can see his high position, but he doesn't work well in long range. That's the point. So why do you need to go to vantage point when that's not when he sucks attacking enemies from long range? You really don't need the jump. They need to be creative on how to get Flamenco's dash even better. Jojo's damage is decent, but this self-destructing robot deserves this. He's a self-destructing mech. He has a lot of weakness. His dash is super slow, and he's not that tanky. Why? Why is he not tanky? Because he's a stationary mech. So if your mech is stationary, there's no point having 5,000 HP if you're just a sitting duck, right? Any enemy mechas can destroy you if you're slow. Why am I saying Jojo is slow while he has a dash? Yeah, you're right, he has a dash, but the velocity of his dash is twice as slow as Hot Steel, and he can't rotate. Unlike Hot Steel, you can freely rotate from left to right, right to left, or the tornado dash, which is a pretty sick move on Hot Steel. Oh boy. But Jojo can't do that. It's just a one-trick pony. You dash to your enemies and destroy them. If your core 2 is do or die, do your thing. Deal 1,700 damage to the enemies. Scare the hell out of them. But once you do that, you're damaging yourself. And yeah, it's just who dies first, dies first. That's Jojo. Who dies first, dies. That's it for today, guys. Thank you. I explained my tier list. I'm gonna do better soon, I promise. This is my first time. And yeah, comment on Tempest. What is, for you, in your opinion, what is Tempest's difficulty rate? Difficulty rate from a scale of 1 to 3. What is difficulty? Okay? And thank you, guys. See you on another Godspeed video. Godspeed swooshing out.